Hey there, it's Decoy Deloy, and this is the Music News, brought to you by Hello Merch. If you're looking to buy, sell, source, or make merch, Hello has got you covered. This week, we've got a great interview with Buzz Osborne that me and Jenny Nobody did, but first, some news stories. Up first, you might already think of GWAR, that band of intergalactic heavy troublemakers, as comic book characters, but now to celebrate their 40th anniversary, GWAR have actually become comic superheroes, with The Return of Gor Gor, a new EP on Pit Records, with a special comic book from Z2 Comics. Here's a taste of the band's new single, Lot Lizard. Z2 has published comics featuring The Grateful Dead, Poppy, Motorhead, Cypress Hill, and many more. Now GWAR joins the fray. The Return of Gor Gor is out July 25th, and pre-orders are available in a variety of formats. In other news, blues rocker Jon Spencer has shared a new protest anthem, Come On. Part rave up and part exorcism, it shouts out some of Spencer's musical heroes and denounces the evil spirits that have taken over the White House. Here's a taste.
Sly Stone, Little Richard, Wayne Kramer, Captain Hannah, Chuck D, Papa Staples, Mavis Staples.
Spencer will hit the road in May, playing shows in Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, and New York. And now, our main event. On April 13th, Napalm Death and the Melvins brought their Savage Imperial Death Tour to the Van Buren. And you know what? Yours truly and Jenny Nobody managed to talk ourselves backstage for an interview with the head Melvin, Buzz Osborne. Buzz has been the primary force in the Melvins since 1983, a huge influence on bands like Nirvana and practically every doom and stoner metal band in existence. Buzz has made sure the Melvins keep evolving. On this tour, the band boasted not only bassist Steve McDonald of Red Cross, but two drummers, Cody Willis and the legendary Dale Crover. In this interview, he tells us about the new EP and explains why the Melvins merch table is cash only and why it's so important for the band to create limited pieces, like, for instance, this awesome new Flippers Melvins collab hoodie, available now through Flippers Hello Merch Shop. We start our interview getting an uncensored dose of Buzz's thoughts about Record Store Day. Let's get into it.
I didn't realize record stores needed help. I thought it was the bands that needed help.
I think it's one of those hype things, you know what I mean, where they just try to do like a once a year.
Yeah, this year it was like
thing.
Everybody was trying to get like a Queen record.
It was weird.
Queen
Their
demos.
choices were really odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the record stores take all that stuff and sell it on eBay. So
Well, the people that go there.
I'm not joking.
At like 9 p.m. and sleep in a tent definitely wake up and immediately.
I don't see how eBay sales help record stores at all.
They don't at all.
So why would I want to be involved in that?
Yeah, that's totally fair. It's crazy.
Well, we always do with that kind of. We do a lot of limited edition stuff ourselves. And,
Yeah, but that's awesome.
well, what we do is we do online is a different color vinyl than what we sell at the shows.
Right.
So we always know what's for sale.
Do you ever sell anything at the shows that you can only get at a show?
Well, lots of times. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
like
have
it-
tons of stuff like that.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Lots of letterpress stuff, silkscreen stuff. We'll do all that stuff at our house. So
Really? Mm-hmm. No way. Have
Yeah.
you been doing that for a long
years
time?
and years.
Really?
So our merch stand has almost nothing you can buy at a store.
That's awesome.
Nothing. And what's funny is we'll sell, like we did a record this year, with Napalm Death, a split record that we
Yes.
recorded in LA, and that's a limited edition, and we are now out of them, and sold all the ones online and all the ones, we're gonna do another little edition, but when they go on sale, like getting flipped, it's almost never ones that people bought at the shows.
Oh, really?
It's always the ones that are sold online, because a flipper doesn't want to pay
No.
to get in
They're not
the
gonna mess
show.
with their profit.
Even though we would sell them as many as they wanted at the
Yeah.
show, we don't limit it. I mean, if you want to buy 10, take 10. Doesn't matter to
for it.
me.
You're gonna have
There's
to
no
hold them
tomorrow,
across the
you
show.
know. But whatever, I mean, and so that's interesting. The people that come to your show and buy them, they keep them.
Oh, yeah.
The people that buy them online, those are the ones that we see. That vinyl, that color is always the one that's going on sale.
Oh, yeah.
Always.
No. Like, honestly, when I first started going to shows, it was almost like I had to get a memento from the show, you know?
Yeah, we have all kinds of stuff.
I'm the same way.
Whatever it
Band
was, if I didn't have
shirts.
any,
Yeah.
even if I only had like
collection is
$5
insane.
to spend, I'm like, I have to get this patch. I have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that was always the best thing about going to like punk shows and stuff like that too, is punk bands sell the cheapest merch.
Well, they have a lot of DIY. You know
Yeah,
what I
you have the
mean?
guy
So-
that's like cutting the patches up like at the table, you know what I mean?
We never sell anything for $5. We always do a pack of stuff for $20.
Well, that's cool too.
Stickers and all kinds of things like that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because $5 is just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a $20 bill is like a $5 bill. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah.
basically.
Well,
and
then,
we don't take credit cards either, so
Oh really?
no,
Just cash only?
cash only.
That's awesome.
That's it.
That's cool. You don't see that anymore. That's for sure.
Silly.
Yeah.
Why would you want the only one that the credit card the only entity that works out for is the bank.
Oh yeah.
The bank.
Oh,
Because
for
how does that
sure.
help you?
And in some cases, the
You're
venue too.
paying more, and now there's a record of everything you bought. Why would you want someone to have a record of every single purchase you make? I'm a creature of habit when it comes to that kind of thing, and I just don't think that some bank or government entity needs to know everything I buy at the pharmacy.
Oh yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Or every piece of food you buy or whatever you do.
Yeah.
Why would you want someone to know all that info?
Because they want to know. You
Well,
know what I mean?
I know,
All
but
about the marketing, you know what I mean?
I get it. I
You
know
like
why
you-
they want to do
Oh, I
it,
know,
but why
I'm
would
saying-
you want someone to know everything you're
Exactly,
doing?
yeah.
They know
wanna what you
everything you're
buy so
doing.
They can sell you what
I
you
don't want to do it.
buy.
Or maybe something even more devious than that, maybe.
For sure.
Like, well, you need a liver transplant? Well, look at what you've been eating and what you've been, well, no, you're going to the bottom of the list. It's like, well, if you didn't know that, then
Yeah.
how about fuck you?
Yeah.
How
For
about
real.
that,
That's awesome.
I'm not interested in any of that, Of course, we run a business, so it's all legit, but they don't know who buys our stuff. When I deposit money in the bank, they don't know where it came from.
Right.
They have no idea.
Do you guys like ever?
They don't
run
know
into,
each
like-
person, whereas if I only took cards, they would know each person that bought something from me.
Yeah, it's like they have their information.
Fuck all
too.
that,
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
I'd rather just do it the old-fashioned way, make my money, pay my taxes on it, then they don't have any fucking idea who bought it.
It's like, well, I paid these taxes. Leave me alone.
Here's the money, I pay the tax,
Done.
you guys can kiss my ass.
Yeah, for real.
But if you want to buy something special, like a silkscreen cover, letterpress cover, and all these kinds of things, then you buy that from us.
That's cool, and
or
that's the
online.
stuff that you do personally too.
We do all of it, yeah. My wife she's a printer and a graphic designer. That's her, by trade, that's her main gig is graphic design. So
Cool.
always has been, so.
Has she designed like any of your guys' album artwork?
She's done all of our album artwork since me and her have been married 31 years. So she's done pretty much almost everything except for the stuff Tom Hazelmeyer does from Amphetamine Reptile. But she does stuff with us. All the t-shirt designs almost, unless we're going back and, well, even some of that stuff. But like we're selling a shirt now. It's a Houdini shirt that has a two-headed dog. She didn't do that. Frank Kozik did that. But
Frank Kozik.
yeah.
Yeah, we love that guy. He's awesome.
Yeah, he did our first record on Atlantic. He did the cover for it.
Cool. That's
93. 93. And then, but she's done like everything since then. Stoner Witch Stag, all the other albums that have came out traditionally. And then we'll take a lot of those records and we'll make new covers, take them right out of the sleeves and make brand new covers.
No way.
Oh, yeah,
Just, like
all the
the
time.
old. What do you do with the old sleeves?
Sometimes we'll use them for art, but a lot of times you have too many to do anything with, and they just go in the garbage.
Wow.
What else are you going to do with them?
Remind me to send you my mailing address.
You want them all? You want them all?
I want them all.
We'll take at least a box of them.
Just the covers?
Yeah, that's fine.
What we've also done is like, see that record over there? What's it called? That
Oh, yeah.
clam dip record or whatever it is. Herb Albert. We've bought a lot of covers like that, like
And
empty
just-
covers, and then screened Melvins
Over
right
them?
on top of them.
That's so funny.
Oh, we've done tons of those.
That's
Hundreds
cool.
of those. And so people will, what's this? Well, it's a new thing. And the thing about it is, I consider it, that kind of thing is kind of for people who, even if they don't really understand it, it's an entry level for them to buy art.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
it's not $5,000, but this is $70. Well, almost everybody can buy that, and it's art. That is what it is. There's really no other way.
I had no idea you guys did so much stuff like from your house. That's so cool.
Yeah. We spend a lot, because I'm really into photography too. I have a photography book for sale that we did ourselves.
Oh, cool.
That's 600 of them. There's 301 different color cover, and 300. Once those are gone, that's it. And but she does book design as well, so we did that. And then, so we've spent the last 3 decades doing stuff like driving around. Look at this billboard. Why does that billboard not work? Why does that billboard work? What is the point of this? Why is that a good photograph? Why is this album cover good? Why is this one shit?
Yeah, like you mean in the sense like
her and me talking about this stuff all the time,
just always picking each other's brains and just trying to expand on why people do.
Why is someone
way or-
into abstract expressionism?
Yeah.
Why is that important? What is good about this?
Right.
Why would you like a Rothko painting? Why?
Yeah.
Why is Andy Warhol the greatest artist of the 20th century? Why?
Yeah.
Just all these ideas. Why is this photographer good? Why is this photographer good? Why is this picture good? What, advertising is supposed to draw you into a certain thing in a circular pattern a lot of times. If it doesn't do that, it's a mistake. It doesn't. Like, for instance, album covers. If you look at our album covers, especially the ones that are not necessarily the ones that we do that don't go to record stores, but every other one, like the ones that are mass produced for record stores or that kind of consumption, they're not a treasure hunt. It's like, I want people to see, like, that record over there. Look at that record over there. You can't read the fucking cover. You can't tell what it is. Right. That's a mistake, I want people to find it and buy it.
I mean, your guys' catalog is like pretty big. So, I mean,
it's massive.
You guys have gone through a lot of different stages in your sound. I mean, with multiple bass players, multiple drummers, like just
we have 2 drummers tonight.
Yeah, exactly, which is super cool.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of any of those kinds of things. I'm not afraid of change. I'm not afraid of... ultimately, it's just music. It's not ultimately important. It's a thing that people enjoy when they're done figuring out how they're going to survive in their daily life.
Yeah.
Like when you're on your way home from the job you have to work in order to eat.
Yeah.
You can enjoy music.
And
that's what I do. So I understand that, and I don't think it's so important that we have to overthink it. Like on a musical level. I don't have to do that. There's nothing wrong with me making a lot of music. It's what I do.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't really see a problem with that. And I don't really understand, and really, I don't understand why bands don't do records all the time. Especially mega successful bands. You have nothing else to do.
Yeah. You also have the funding, you have the time, like you have
the ability,
the resources,
and you don't do it. What are you doing? Nothing.
Even the bands where they do that and then they only tour like half the year too. It's like
half the year. That would be a huge tour for most bands.
I'm just saying, like it's like what else are you gonna do? Like keep jamming.
It's part of what we do. It's part of the deal. So,
Yeah.
I can't. I can't just hang up going on the road. We make our living playing music. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And none of us are planning on inheriting a bunch of money, so.
Well, creatively, since you make your living making music, and I'm obviously just a huge fan from the time I was a kid, but do you feel like you change over time, like your music taste or the type of projects that you want to do, or the projects that you want to do in the future, people you want to work with, things like that? That you haven't worked with in the past? Like, what are your goals for the future? As far as like staying in the music industry, is there anything, like any projects that you're just dying to do with certain people that you haven't done projects with before?
Well, there's lots, but none I would say because I don't want to jinx it.
Okay.
And then if it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
there's lots of people that we have wanted to do stuff with that just didn't either have any interest in it or
Right.
just didn't do it. Just,
Gotcha.
nah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like
Okay.
what you guys did with like Napalm Death, was that something that you would have expected like 10 years ago?
10 years ago I would have, yeah. But we've done lots and lots and lots of collaborations and split records and
Oh, sure.
all kinds
yeah.
of things with tons of bands.
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of any of those things. I'm a collector. I collect all kinds of stuff. A lot of that mentality comes out of the vinyl toy world, which I'm really into, where they make 500 of these, that's it, and move on. Never goes to Toys R Us.
Right. Yeah.
That kind of thing. I like all that stuff. And like I said before, that to me is kind of like entry level to buying art too.
Oh yeah.
You're buying this really cool
I'm the
Japanese
same way.
monster toy, you know? It's like, right. Or whatever it is. And I collect books and all kinds of things. So I get it. But the vast majority of the general public, even at the show tonight, which will be 700 plus people, won't give a shit about a letterpress cover for a record. And so most of them won't care about that. But the few that do care about that
Totally.
will really be into it.
Totally.
So
I'm
I
actually
understand
really excited
it.
to see it now. I didn't
Yeah.
even know you did that.
There's tons of
It's really
stuff.
cool.
Yeah. But it's a hard sell to some degree. But, you know, we end up selling everything that we do. We sell it one way or another. I mean, you know, people have an opportunity to buy a lot of weird stuff from us that you couldn't buy anywhere else.
Sure. How's it going with the two drummers?
Great.
Is it awesome?
Having a great tour. Yeah, we did play with Cody a long time ago. We did 3-4 albums with him and an EP with him before 2016.
That's cool.
And then he's back now.
And didn't Dale, he played bass for you guys for like a moment too?
Well, we had this thing. Our newest album is a record called Thunderball.
Yeah.
It's me and the original drummer from the Melvins from 1983, and we call it Melvins 1983.
Right.
But it's all new material.
Yeah. I've listened to it. It's really good.
Thank you. And
really cool.
that's just me and him.
Is that the same thing with Victory of the Pyramids?
That's the same. It's
Yeah.
that's on the new record.
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, thank you.
Let's go. I watched that video.
That's on that record is Mike Dillard, his original drummer, playing drums, and me doing everything else. All the bass,
cool.
all the guitar, all the vocals, everything.
That's cool.
Yeah. And Dale has done 2 other albums with us where he played bass on them, but this one is just me and Mike. So.
Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I'm really happy with it. It came
And
out
then
great.
I would say the best thing we should probably close this interview with is, are you familiar with the Melvan going up for auction?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna bid for it and try and
No.
get it back?
I walked away from that a long time ago.
All your memories going up to auction there.
I haven't missed it a bit. No. I stopped having anything to do with that about 1985 or 6.
What, that van?
Yeah.
That's probably seems about right.
Yeah.
It looks that way. if
Could
you see
care
the
less.
photos of it.
You know?
The vomit green color. It's quite beautiful though.
No, I guess it would have been about 86. I was done with it by
That's
86.
funny. Wonder where it's been sitting this whole time.
In Montesano, and then some kid got it from our original bass player's mom, who had it sitting in her house. And he tried to sell it for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No way.
Yeah, and then I don't know what he ended up selling it, but not for anywhere near. I don't know how much, a couple $1,000 or something. And now these people are selling it
So
somehow,
is it
piece
just a
by piece.
private owner that has it now? It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a band member or somebody?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I don't endorse it or
No.
have anything to do with it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's
Yeah.
funny how those things work
Yeah.
out.
I don't care really.
It's a
Do
big
you
one.
remember any specific art that you contributed to it?
Oh, it was a mess. And just drunken spray painting stuff on it. You know. But there's some stuff on it that we didn't do, like the black flag. There's black flag bars. We didn't do that. I didn't paint those on there. Other stuff. There's some other stuff painted on it, but but our stuff wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have put anything like the black flag bar. It would have been stupider, you know.
Is there a kiss painting in there?
Yeah, it's like a magic marker drawn thing,
Yeah.
you know. Just a bunch of stuff, but you know, I mean, it was a beat up van, and it's, you know, we painted. One of my favorite things. I don't know if you can still see it, but I took leaves like of plants and just held them
yeah.
up to it and spray painted around it, so it's all over it. So it looked camouflaged.
That's cool.
That was fun. Yeah.
That's
But beyond that,
Yeah.
don't care. Painted it with indoor latex house paint.
Nice.
And then it would just peel off. So there'd be these big, huge, those are probably all gone now, but just chunks of paint just hanging off
Probably
of it.
if anybody's ever washed it, they just like
It just comes right off.
just slime just falling off the
That was the
van.
point, you know.
That's so funny.
But I didn't miss it once I got rid of it.
I'm sure that's probably why you got rid of it in the first place.
I didn't run anymore, so. I moved to San Francisco, and then that was it.
Is that where you live now?
I live in Los Angeles, and I also live in Tucson.
No way.
Yeah. for
That's
the last
cool.
4 years.
No way.
Go back and forth. Kind of a medium-sized city, and every city has its problems.
Oh, of course, yeah. It just wasn't a place I'd go often unless it was a really good show. I remember driving there with the Dead Milkmen. We partied with them, that kind of stuff. But
From Philadelphia.
yeah.
Didn't some of those guys die?
I think one of them did. I don't remember who, but
I think it was suicide or something.
yeah.
Terrible.
I know. So we met them when I was a teenager. I met you when I was a teenager
Where
too.
where at?
I think it was I don't remember exactly where.
Phoenix?
But it was in Phoenix.
Yeah.
We were young, and my claim to fame.
Oh yeah, this is partial to the reason why I was like, Jen, you have to come and do the interview with me then.
So you were sitting at a merch booth, but I had heard the Melvins, but I didn't know what they looked like because there wasn't the internet. You didn't you don't put your face on your covers, like that kind of thing. And I wasn't into grunge at all. I didn't like grunge. I was gutter punk, girl. But anyway, you guys are all sitting at this mooch. Sorry, at your merch booth, and I saw this crazy hair, this cute kid, and I came and asked to touch your hair, and I did. And then you said, well, I gotta go. And then you guys went and got on stage and started playing, and I was like, holy shit, I cannot believe. Do you remember me? I'm kidding. I don't suppose you remember that. No. But I was like, oh
trying
my
to think
gosh.
where that was. Was that
It
the
was
Mason
a big
jar?
amphitheater. It was outside.
Oh, was that with Primus?
It might have been.
Yeah, that was in
But there
'93.
were a lot of bands, but I think you guys were still
Amphitheater, I
kinda
think
up
we
and
would have
coming.
only played, let me think, would that have been, wouldn't have been Lollapalooza, would it? 96?
been.
96?
It
Well,
was,
that's when
it
Lollapalooza was still
early
touring.
mid-90s because
96 we played Lollapalooza.
it might have been, yeah.
It was with Devo, and in the Phoenix show, there was a gigantic, you could see a dust storm coming.
So that's the one where the Ramones played?
Yes,
And
and
the
Devo
light-
played.
Yes, okay, so this
And then
is the one.
Then it hit.
And the light
Just brutal.
fixture flew down
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Joey Ramone was playing and
Yeah.
they pulled him off the stage.
Oh, you told me about
The
that.
And I
wind was like
right up front
80
and
miles an
I
hour
was
winds.
crying because I got to see Joey Ramone and da-da-da, and we never knew, that people were going to die in the future, but to me
Yeah.
it was like I'm seeing the Ramones, and the dust storm came.
Yeah.
I got
Brutal.
right up front. It was insane. Everything was flapping, but I'm from
yeah.
Arizona, so I'm like, we're good.
Yeah.
And then the light raptor flew down and almost hit him, and they
Yeah.
pulled him off the stage,
Yeah.
and I thought, okay, that was crazy, but they're going to bring him right back up. They'll continue to play, and they didn't because the whole stage started
It was wrecked.
falling apart.
Devo played that night too.
Yes.
And that was with Metallica headlining.
Oh, get out of here.
No, it was.
I know, but I don't give a shit about that.
Well, I'm just saying, that was a show, I
know, but I didn't.
did the whole
even-
tour,
I
and
wouldn't
then,
have even watched. So anyway,
I never saw them once on that tour. We
No.
always left before. And Soundgarden played, and Rancid played, and who else? What was really weird was there was this band we were on the second stage,
Yeah,
and the band after us was this band called Sponge. And
I remember. Yeah.
They were like a teeny bopper, like a pop band.
I was gonna say that's when pop punk started.
Yeah,
doing
and
the-
they were huge. They had done really well, like sold 1 million records or
Yeah.
more, And they ended up being, I would never would have guessed, but they ended up being the nicest people that we talked to on that whole, the singer and the guitar player. We had a really great relationship with them, and I never would have guessed that. But, I have the ability to be friends and friendly with people that I don't necessarily
Right.
agree with them musically, but I think those guys were super nice guys, and I have nothing bad to say about them at all. It was strange, and I'm sure they're still nice, but they were. Most of the other bands couldn't have given a fuck about us,
Right.
So. And who else was on that tour was the Cows.
Was it who?
The Cows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're amazing.
It was a lot. It was a lot because I
Yeah.
was more second stage until the Ramones
Right.
came on. So I was bouncing around, obviously. at things,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
but that's what my first time meeting you
Right.
was I touched your hair, and I kind of was like thinking, okay, and I know you're married. I'm not hitting on you. I'm not.
I was married. I was married. I was
31 years.
Yeah. At that point, I'd been married 3 years.
Right. Yeah. But I was just like this cute guy. I'm gonna be an asshole and touch his hair, that kind of thing. But then you got on stage, and I realized who you guys were.
That's funny.
And probably ugly cried for like the rest of the day. But, yeah.
What's funny? On that tour, we had a little box truck for their gear, and then the band, we were in a car,
Oh,
like just a sedan,
yeah.
4-door sedan. And so we would drive in, our little box truck would come in, and the two guys working for us would set up the gear, and then we would pull the car in right behind the stage, and then we would get out, and it would have little tents where you could change your clothes.
Yeah.
And then we would play, I'd change our clothes, and then we would get back in the car and just drive away.
Hilarious.
And
That's great.
And what was really funny is there were some times when the shows were really far apart, and we stayed in hotels because we didn't have a bus. Almost every other band were on a bus. We're just like, we don't. I've never liked buses, but we would play because we'd play in the afternoon, 4 o'clock or something, 3:30, and change our clothes and get in the van or get in the car and drive away. Just the band, and then drive 200 miles and be at a hotel. And then go, oh, look, across the street there's a movie theater. Let's go to the movies. And so we go to the movies, and it'd be like, 8 or 9 o'clock, and we'd, look, it's Soundgarden's about to play.
But you'd be like,
We're in the
miles away.
movies, eating popcorn. That's like
That's so funny.
Sitting in-
Storage unit just to keep your stuff, and then
Yeah. So that was a fun tour. But the other bands, like I remember the guitar player from Soundgarden said, how are you guys traveling? Well, we're in that car.
We're in that Corolla over there.
Yeah. I was like, what? You guys are in a car? Yeah, we're in a car. Just drive off.
that's fancy.
You guys probably save so much on gas, though.
Yeah. We had, 2 guys working for us and 3 band members. That was it.
That's perfect.
Drove away. And we're on a major label at that point.
You're like,
So it
this
was
is
like-
a weird flex, and I
So,
love it.
because every other band that were on, every other band were in buses except for us and the Cows. And all their labels were paying for it. And we were just like, we don't really want to go that far into debt. So it was like, nah, we're good. We don't need it.
Yeah.
They're like, are you sure?
Really? So they were just like, every other band's using, and then sometimes we'd pull up and we'd go, yeah, we're here to play, and nobody at the gate, bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're going right over there to play. Here's a bullshit. You guys are in a car. All the bands are in buses. You guys
You're
are in a
probably
car.
the-
We have to talk our way
Innocent
in.
band,
Yeah.
watching a movie.
You're
Right.
probably in the only band that was able to actually drive directly up to the stage.
We drive right over to it and park.
It's so good.
Get out.
It's
Put
so
out a little
funny.
red carpet.
Yeah. Drive. Then just all 3 of us just get in the car and drive away.
That's so funny. Like directly after the set, you're like,
Yeah, and half an hour later, toweled off. It's fucking hot, hotter than shit. All summer shows.
Yeah.
And then just get in the car and drive away.
so perfect.
I loved it. It's like, oh yeah, we're at the movies. Yeah. Metallica's playing. We're at the movies. 200 miles away.
It's so funny.
Yeah, because it'd still be daylight,
Right.
and so we would have a hotel, and we'd tell when the guys got the stuff loaded in the box truck, they'd just meet us at the hotel. Here's
Yeah.
we'd have the address and everything before, and so drive and get there. Sometimes it was 100 miles. Sometimes it was
Right.
not a problem at all. It was a lot of fun actually, as
I
far as
bet.
that's concerned. Played a great show. We played.
Probably saw a lot of movies.
Yeah, well, sometimes you wouldn't be. Once in a while, it would work out that your hotel, because we never stay in the towns. We always stay out on
Yeah.
the road. Hotels. There's a movie theater right by the hotel. Oh, let's go to that. Let's go there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Doesn't always happen. Once in a while, still that kind of thing still happens, but
Yeah.
we still don't travel on a bus or anything. We still drive everywhere. We drove today from Vegas. Left at 8 in the morning. Got here by 2. 1:32.
Yeah.
So I do things the exact same way. The only thing is that I now route the tours myself, and then give them to the agent, and then they figure out
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Like as far as like route is in like
where we're going,
where we're going, and the
where the
order and
days
everything.
off are, how we do it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't really want.
Yeah. So.
I want to be able to do it where we can drive it. We don't want to do any overnight drives or anything like that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I just don't want to do it. We stay in hotels, and,
Yeah.
and out on the road, and I just don't have any interest. Like Napalm Death's on a bus.
Oh yeah, I saw it. It's
We're
like
not on a bus.
Very silver,
I can't sleep on those fucking things. It's just like,
tiny little.
we did it a few long time ago, but I just like, I'd rather figure out the tour myself, and then give it to the agent and go, this is what we want to do. And so we started booking it probably this tour probably a year ago. So that far in advance, and then you can pretty much get what you want.
Yeah.
Pretty much, so.
Yeah.
But most bands aren't interested in routing out a tour. And then I think of things like, I don't know why people don't think of this. It's like Fridays and Saturday nights. It's like, you don't need to play in New York on a Friday or Saturday night,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
You know, Pensacola, Florida needs a Friday night. Santa Ana in Orange County needs a Saturday night, but LA doesn't need a Saturday night. You can play on Tuesday. It's just as good, you know? So then I always work it around to where if people think, oh, I'll have a New York show on Saturday. That's a waste. It'd be just as good on Tuesday.
That honestly makes a lot of sense.
Right. No, Poughkeepsie's going to need help. That's where you want to go on the weekend. You know.
Are you playing Poughkeepsie on the
Well,
tour?
we have lots of those kinds of things. It'd be like, you know, Buffalo, New York. That needs a Saturday night, not
Sure.
Boston.
Sure.
You know. So you just work. I sit there and work it out with calendar and figure out how we're going to do it. Wait, we can't do that because that gives us a Friday off. We can't have a Friday off. We have to have you really have to plan it right. It's not just a bunch of shows in a row. There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow it, you know. So once in a while you have to have a week, like a Friday or Saturday off, but you know, I never really want to do that. I'd rather have Albuquerque, New Mexico, Friday night, you know, or something along those lines.
Sure.
Or somewhere on
Yeah.
the East Coast, the cities are really close together, and you can play Allentown on a Friday, and somewhere in Jersey on the Saturday, and New York on a Monday. You know, just way better. But I'm hands-on like that, so.
Yeah, honestly, I was gonna say, on the side, you should just start helping bands book tours.
No one would ever do it. No one would ever do it the way we would want to. No one would ever want to do it. So.
I mean, honestly, if you gave that same spiel, they'd probably be like, "That makes total sense."
I still won't do it. No. You know how many bands have taken my advice about anything? Nobody. So I usually just don't give it. Just leave it. Zero. Yeah. Oh, really? Forget it. You know. So, well, I've had bands ask me, you know, who should we go on tour? And I was like, well, I was never in a position to lose a bunch of money on tour, ever. And we did that once, and I vowed to never do that again in the mid '80s. And so, what I've said is, if you live in California or near California, or even here, the whole Southwest of America has probably 15 to 25 places you could play without leaving
Oh, totally.
this area.
Yeah, they called it the
You know?
the hand of the Southwest or whatever.
And so, if you can't make it work monetarily in this area, why would you drive to Delaware? You know, and they do it anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
I go,
in
see if you can
winter.
make it. You got San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix, Tucson, Las Vegas, and then a ton of places in California. B and C markets like Fresno, Bakersfield. I mean, we do those kinds of places all the time.
Yeah.
And they just stare at you like you're nuts.
I
You
don't
know, you
think
could
you're
set up
nuts.
in the middle of the winter. You could set up a 2-week tour of just the Southwest and not even play everywhere you could. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with that? You know? No, we want to drive to Texas where nobody's going to, you know, it's just like, fuck that. I mean, if you have people that are paying your credit card bills, I suppose it's okay, but that was never me. So I had to be careful about that stuff. And so then I realized, well, we'll just stay local till we had a booking agent, not the one we have now, but the booking agent that convinced me that we could go on tour and make money, you know, without losing money, you know. So that was in like '89. And so then once that was proven to us, then I started thinking more along the lines of how we do. But before that, we just did like the West Coast maybe, or just like in California around, you know. So
Yeah.
but bands, so they don't ever want to hear that. Well, we just think if we drive all the way to, you know, Tallahassee, Florida, somebody's like, it's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
go
a
from El
waste
Paso
of fucking
to
time.
Austin, Texas.
It's a whole day. It's a long drive.
It's so long.
So I just was never in a position to lose a bunch of clams, so I had to figure out a different
I agree
way.
with that.
If
I
you-
don't have any clams to begin with, so.
No, you can't. I can't. You know? It's funny. My dad's dead now, but I used to joke with my parents. I'm getting older and older, and I'm getting this idea that the secret trust fund you set up for me is not kicking in anytime soon.
Right.
It's like, what? Really? I was hoping I was going to get surprised at some point.
They're like, it's,
Then we were just about to ask you for money, you know?
you're like leaving me something, right?
Yeah.
Make
Is,
sure.
is there secret money that I'm not supposed to know about?
My college fund is still available.
I didn't
right?
go to college. So.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still available, isn't
Yeah,
it?
isn't it?
I never used it, you know that.
Well, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you know, I think working is a good idea. I mean, I really love people like Andy Warhol and his work ethic and how much he did, and he never stopped. even as big as he got. They said, I think at the end of his life, they estimated that his net worth with all the stuff he had sold and everything that he could sell was $600 million. And he was still busting his ass.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Because that's what you
That's what he
do.
does.
You make art or you make music, and while they're deciding if it's good or not, you're making more music. You know, that's what you do. And I don't feel that from a lot of people, that kind of thing. Well, what are people going to like? I don't know what people are going to like. I have no idea. I've never known what people are going to like. All I know is what I like. So if I operate in a way that I would appreciate as a fan, then I figure I have good taste. There will be other people that will also like it.
Yeah.
Now, it might not be millions, but that's okay. It'll be enough. And I just never ventured past that. I always just thought that was a good thing to do. If you start trying to plan, well, here's what we have to do, I think that's where bands blow it. And then when it doesn't work out, then they're disappointed, and then things fall apart. You know? It's just like, well, you had it going pretty good. Why'd you try to fix it?
Yeah.
You know?
Don't fix it. Don't fix something that's not broken.
Here's what we need to do. It's like, oh, God. You need to just keep working. That's what you need to do.
And it's worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far. Anyway, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, we really do appreciate your time too.
Thank you.
It was really cool, and I appreciate Jen's time too.
I
It was really
appreciate
cool.
it. I appreciate it all. Thank you so much.
Oh, of course.
It was
No
really
one's
cool.
gonna ask to touch your hair this time. Just
Unless you
God
want.
forbid.
I
It's a
feel
filthy
like
rat's nest.